could you provide a comprehensive breakdown of the phase, steps, and estimated timelines of the completion of the Met Office? The land has to be transferred to government from the airport. Preliminary discussions have taken place with various and previous ministers and the airport. However, no formal decision has yet taken place. Me as minister, I have sat with both the Met Office, Mr. Isaac and Mr. Mingo, and we have discussed this, and they are now in talks to finalize that process. In the interim, the NRPB has assisted with the development of the drawings of the building. These drawings have been completed. The building permit process has started by the NRPB. The approval of the budget and the CapEx needs to also be approved so we can proceed with the execution. However, this will still require the land to be transferred to government first and the building permit to be processed. Additionally, please include the proposed budget allocations for this project. The budgeted amount is 9.5 million guilders. The funds are allocated in the CapEx. The budget post is 1104-8260. 1104-8260, that is the budget post. Who owns the land on which the Met Office Civil Aviation Building will be constructed? The land is currently belonging to the PGIA in long lease. They will relinquish the right of long lease to the land of the ridge next to the air traffic control tower back to government, and it will be used to build the Met Office Civil Aviation Building. Has the cost of the land been factored into the total cost of the project? There is no additional cost, as it was originally a land swap from where they were on the airport, on the apron, to this new location. What steps have been undertaken thus far for the development of the new market vendors place, from site selection to completion architectural drawings? Step one was to secure the commitment when I got into office by the financiers from the cruise sector in writing, because there was nothing in writing. Step two was that we went through the planning and the design of the marketplace to ensure that there was something functionable and would make sense to house everyone, not just some. Step three was securing the additional part of the funding through the amended budget, our CapEx in the amended budget 2023. Step four was the tour and the bidding process. Step five was the selection committee doing their due diligence and making their selections and reports. Step six was the advice made its way around the departments. Step seven was simultaneously we also went through the project with the vendors, me and some of my support staff at the time, to ensure that everybody saw the designs, they were happy with it, they would see that they didn't have to take their stuff out every day and carry it back home. They would have sufficient storage, not a small cubicle 4 by 4 feet, but something 9 by 9, something proper and properly fixed for them. Step 8 was to advise the approval, approved, and all signed. Oh, the advice was approved, sorry, and everything was signed off in COM. The contract was signed with the contractor, and we are now on step 10, which is the groundbreaking, still to take place any day. Have consultations been held with the existing vendors regarding the new market? Yes, personally, me and my staff, we visited numerous times and numerous occasions, and we kept all informed. Of course, everyone in the marketplace is not always present. Some only show up on busy ship days, some only show up when on certain days. Everyone has not been present at all times. We should have a report also on this that was kept by the inspection team to see who was actually making use and not making use. 9, regarding the commitment tourism product improvement plan, what specific strategies or initiatives are included, and how do the stakeholders plan to ensure its successful implementation and impact on the enhancing of the visitor's experience? To increase the, number one is to increase the variety and quality of the tourism products for the stayover market. 2 is to improve the tourism data analysis statistical system. 3 would be to establish the tourism promotional entity. 4, to develop a tourism master plan for long-term sustainability. 5, to improve leasing and permitting process. 6, to provide incentives to businesses that implement best practices in, for example, environmental management. 7, to beautification of Phillipsburg. 8, the beautification of public spaces and improvement of infrastructure. 9, training across all sectors in tourism to improve quality of the service. 10, to improve and protect natural environment. 11, to increase technology and technical expertise of the tourism workforce. To harness this and benefit fully, St. Martin must have, in addition to a strong tourism value chain, the ability to promote its offering to key markets. Establishing a best practice tourism marketing and promotion organization can be achieved through public and private institution structure that can enable multi-year planning, cooperative funding, and timely marketing to develop for a high return on marketing activities. I move on to the next question, question 10. Additionally, could the Minister provide details on the allocation of the budgeted 2.5 million guilders for 2024, including which activities it is committed to? I will read it, but I will also send it in writing just in case something is missed. The first project is the Tourism Master Plan and the third party to assist with the setup of the STA. We have 600,000 guilders budgeted. We have the brand media marketing 3-year contract, which is budgeted at 679,680 guilders. We have the website development for 3 years, a contract which is set at 361,125 guilders. We have the WOW Nature Foundation film, Nature Film, at 270,000 guilders. We have the branding and marketing accessories at 590,000 guilders. These are to be used at conferences, trade shows, etc., banners, pop-up signs, signage, so that we don't just have a small sign saying St. Martin and everyone else has a grand, presence. We will also then have that shine. Capital investment in the tourism development, which was 2.4 million guilders. Also, we continue. So we have the direction and border signage, the 500,000 guilders. These are the logos at the border, key locations, directional signatures, which include beaches, districts, hospitals, ports, etc. We have the smart city, the 6 locations, which are the Greenhouse, the Captain Hodge, the Walter Plants, the Port of St. Martin, Simpson Bay area, and Harold Jack. We have the wheelchair, that's at 270,000 guilders. We have the wheelchair accessibility for Phillipsburg and the beaches, which is 200,000 guilders. The beautification of Phillipsburg, the alleys, the murals, the greenery, recycling, etc. in the alleys, making sure everything looks up to date at 350,000 guilders. We have the beautification of Phillipsburg continuing with 300,000 guilders for the trees to create shade and ambience, and garbage bin and benches. Benches has been done already, so the garbage bins to complement the benches. An update on that also, the advice has been made. It is making its way through for approval so that we can also execute the garbage bins to match and make sure that we have place to throw garbage within the Phillipsburg Front Street and boardwalk areas.
For all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments, RBC is open for all of you. SXM, your social and health insurance. SXM, your social and health insurances.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
The minister made mention of a 300,000 guilder budget for was it for benches and for garbage bins? Is that solely that, and is that also included in the beautification project of Phillipsburg? And what is the budget then for the beautification project of Phillipsburg? So are they two separate projects? If the minister could just clarify that. They're two separate projects. And then regarding the Met Office, the minister stated that the land transfer is still in process. It's a swap. So government will end up owning the land. So no payment there. Correct me if I'm wrong. And how long is this going to take? I mean, how long does the minister foresee this land swap take? In another month, another few weeks, 2 months? You're still in deliberation. I just want to get a little indication as to how long this will take. And also, regarding to the Met Office, the NRPB, I remember 3 years ago, the Met Office was supposed to be listed as one of the priorities, key priority projects for NRPB to do. Is it still on the list of NRPB? Is NRPB also co-partnering with the government to build the Met Office? I mean, are they also putting in key money in this? So, okay, I see you said no, but I still wanted to, for the record. So, but you also mentioned, through you, Madam Chair Lady, the minister also mentioned that NRPB also has to, they finished the drawings and they also have to do something to do with the permits or something like that. If the minister could clarify that. What else does NRPB have to do with this? And is it still listed as a priority for NRPB to assist with? Then my last clarification is regarding the infamous marketplace. The minister stated that the groundbreaking will take place any day now. Any day now. So that means letters was already sent to the vendors. That means so that they know when they have to move, yes or no. And also that means the commitment letter was received from Harbor to start the initiative. So that money is in, that key money is already transferred. I am assuming it's $350,000 if the minister could, or $350,000 if the minister could confirm if that money is already on the account, ready to rock and roll, ready to build, because he said any day now, so I need to understand what he means by any day now. Any day now meaning everyone received their letter, everyone knows that this is the day they have to move, because any day now we're starting with the groundbreaking. That I need you to explain me what, through you, Madam Chair Lady, what any day now means for the marketplace. And with that, I'm happy that the minister was able to clarify again the throughput fee that has been fixed for the last 10 years at the harbor, and that the fluctuation of the fuel clause has been other variables and not that of the harbor.
Project 35% complete. This completion that was mentioned is the completion of starting to execute the project, so to find out what all is required, what all areas are needed. 35% of that has been compiled. They have put that together to start on the track of getting this moving. This is not 35% of the actual project that has been completed. It is the preparation is also part of the project. There's other factors that are part of it. The 300,000 guilders, the benches and garbages, that was for benches and garbages combined. Of course, the benches are already complete. There are only garbages now still to be placed. Just a clarification, also the garbages are not any ugly concrete kind of garbages. They are regular, nice, aesthetic-looking garbages, but also with the ashtray on the top, so people don't throw their cigarettes, cigars in the garbage and burn it and make more of a mess than keeping the mess off. The land of the Met Office, yes, it was a swap. It has been stagnant for some time. Myself, seeing with the answer that I gave that the Met Office plays a pivotal role in acquiring certain statuses and making sure that the country can run and the airport remains open, have put some fire in certain areas to ensure that we get movement on that. We hope to have that complete process finished before Q2 is over. So that should be soon, hopefully, completed. The groundbreaking, yes, the funds were received from the cruise lines, and it is on the account of the Port of St. Martin. It is ready to disperse, but not yet, because of course works have to be completed and certain steps have to be finished before monies are released. We're not just paying monies up front and then no project is executed. It is being done in a structured manner to make sure that what is said has to be done, that it is done before any funds are being dispersed. Then there was at the end another question that came in, various different tours, taxis, etc., walking, persons going into town in different ways, now renting bicycles, electric bikes. There's a lot of different ways that they do that. And of course, we don't have any specific data to substantiate that taxis are not sufficient. But we're also not speaking just about taxis from the DSTA at the harbor. The island is bigger than just the harbor. We have hotels. We have the JW Marriott that's coming online. We have the airport that's getting more and more busy. We have a lot of different areas, roaming taxis, so that every day I pass in certain areas in Simpson Bay, in town. Yesterday after the meeting, I passed on Link 1. You see people standing up. Taxis are required. The additional taxis were not meant for the harbor. They were meant in general for the island to make sure that we can service everywhere that needs to be serviced.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah. Your social and health insurances. For all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments, RBC is open for all of you.
The minister indicated that, and then he gave the legal requirements that are in favor of the local entrepreneurs versus the foreign entrepreneurs. And of course, no sole proprietorship for foreign, et cetera, or persons not born here, that kind of thing. And then the minister indicated that with respect to business licenses, and my question had to do on the basis of what are business licenses given out. And the minister legally, rightfully indicated that it's, they really don't have any other reason than what is in the law right now to refuse or nudge a proposed businessman or woman to go in another direction than the already saturated business areas. And I don't mean the physical areas, I mean the business ventures. The only reason, rightfully, is, you know, depending on it for national interest and those kind of nice things. But how much longer are we going to continue to give business licenses for the same business ventures? Because if we just continue to do that, like I said yesterday, to plug a hole in the budget, and otherwise give them out. We getting more fees, more business license fees, and that's why I refer to the amounts mentioned. If we continue to do that, there is no protection for anyone, let alone the local small businessmen and women. So, given that this government, in connection with the TWO and otherwise, is all about providing policies, what about a policy to that effect? What about a policy to that effect? What sense does it make to give out business licenses to all who, and the more money you have to invest, the quicker you will get your business license, obviously, and everybody then fighting for the same, on our side, 16, including the 21 square miles on the other side. How much more can we? So when we take and we talk about yachting, and talk even about the medium level, when we talk about boating, and everybody can get a license. Everybody can get a license to fish. Everybody can get a license to do charters. Everybody. And then we say, but we're protecting the locals. We're protecting the local investment, knowing the difficulties that small local entrepreneurs face on St. Martin. Minister, you know it. Sorry, through you, Madam Chair Lady. We all know it. But we can no longer say, well, the law tells us give business licenses, because the only way you can refuse it is if it's really, really, really bad and hitting you in the face what kind of business it is. It can't work like that, Minister. It can't work like that. And oh yeah, but in the past this was done. Yeah, but in the past the days were different. In the past our economy was different. So you can't take the past policies when it is convenient and say we're going to continue with them and apply them.
Sarah Westcott Williams, local versus foreign. How much longer can we continue to give up the same ventures, the same businesses? I 110% agree with you, MP, that we are basically just copying and pasting, and sometimes a lot of effort goes into some businesses, may it be as small as they are, to do the studies and the research and what is possible, what will make sense, and then someone comes along with some money in their pocket and they just copy it and put you out of business. I totally understand that. I can comprehend that. I've been through that myself. This is why the moratorium advice, which is a very large one, was broken up into smaller advices, to ensure that we could start tackling certain things, and certain things are also to be added to the moratorium. So we don't have that continuation, as you mentioned, of the same businesses and local businesses being basically put out of business because someone comes in with larger pockets and takes over that market. Such as the fishing industry, it's a large industry. We have a lot of people. It used to be mainly operated by the people from Simpson Bay, from Phillipsburg. You don't see much of them anymore because the hard times that they're having to do what they have to do and to compete. Then we had the preparation of the marketplace. Preparations of the marketplace, like I said, the groundbreaking is ready any day and will be announced. However, there are steps to be taken, so we have to advise the marketplace vendors. We have different departments within the ministry that are responsible for such. They are drafting those letters. We are making sure that we have the adequate facilities set up in the new location that will temporarily house them for 2.5 months. Also, I'm not a believer of just putting someone somewhere else and then expecting people that are return customers, as an example, to find them, because some people are not that patient to go and scout and search. So also to have proper signage leading them to that area to ensure that the flow of business continues for them is also very important. So all of that is being looked into and being finalized. When it comes to everyone being informed and not informed, as I mentioned, there are some vendors on the market. Today they are there, tomorrow they are not. There are some today that say yes, there are some tomorrow that say no. Me personally, this is not a political move. This is a move, and I can go a little bit back in history, over 10 years, as I see some marketplace vendors every day. I remind them, I have been one of the only operators back in the day that started doing excursions from the courthouse next door to ensure that people get into Phillipsburg, and then from Phillipsburg they can pass the marketplace, have time to shop before they head on a bus to go to Marigo's marketplace and spend all their money there. So I'm a big advocate of ensuring that the marketplace is successful. anyone that knows me, knows my history, maybe my old Facebooks, you'll see I had plenty of pictures and mentions of this marketplace. It is a serious, serious concern. Again, it was a little bit of an unrealistic endeavor also, because it was earmarked at $1.something million in the beginning. We have nowhere near the funds to complete that project. Those were with containers, a container being split into 4 sections. Of course, everyone forgets the divider walls have to be put in. You lose inches here, you lose inches there, until you lose 4 or 5 feet off of the whole container. Then you divide it by 4, and you get left with a 5 by 5 foot cubicle, which is prone to rust, corrosion, very hot, and not an image, as we mentioned, that we want as a container village for St. Martin. We want to have a better image than that. So along with the cruise line and careful designing, and also picking up old designs that were found on my desk when I entered office, they were altered slightly, and we continued with the program and the project as it is today.